This is Dodgers Digest, and we'll get right down to it. Former GM breaks down why Sasaki will sign with the Padres and not the Dodgers. I'll get to that story in a moment. Also, are the Dodgers done with the offseason? Aren't there more pieces? Kike, huh? Let's talk about that. And Shohei responds to hitting and pitching when the season starts. We'll get right to that. But first, this is Dodgers Digest. I'm Brad J, your host. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and turn on the notifications so you can follow all the Dodger content that myself and Mike Nelson are putting out on a daily basis. So keep it up. Keep growing the station. We love what you're doing. All right. Former GM breaks down why Sasaki will sign with the Padres. And look, as my grandfather once said, this is horse malarkey right here. He said it differently, but I'm going to go with malarkey because you've heard me. You've heard my stance on this whole thing. My stance from the get-go is that Sasaki will sign with the Dodgers. I don't care how much propaganda. Do I have to debunk stuff? Do I have to be Brad J, the debunker? Is that my next title? To debunk all the ridiculous stuff that I hear on a daily basis? All right, former GM reveals why Roki Sasaki will sign with the Padres over the Dodgers. Once again, I do not believe this. Let it be said. I have said it. I'll say it again. I will drink coffee out of my stinky shoe if Sasaki is not a Dodger, and he will be a Dodger probably within the next 2 weeks. That dude will be a Dodger. But let's just play with the story, shall we? Okay. All right, so this is how the story breaks down. They talk about Shohei being the reigning NL MVP, join the Dodger rotation featuring Yamamoto. Look at this. He could be teammates with guys he was on the national team with, blah, blah, blah. Although former teammates may seem like an unparalleled bonus for the prospect to land in Los Angeles, the Athletics. There's Jim Bowden again. He's always got something to say. Jim Bowden, popping off. Jim Bowden notes that two of the Dodger rivals may have the edge when it comes to their roster. Bowden's prediction is either the New York Yankees or the San Diego Padres will land the Japanese superstar, meaning the Dodgers will not land him. Once again, horse malarkey, okay? Horse malarkey. Sasaki will be a Dodger. Bowden also, here's where I have fun with this stuff. Also sees Ohtani's return to the mound and Yamamoto, a major part of the Dodgers rotation as the he'll be in the shadow of both. Here's the deal. Here's what he says. He'll be in the shadow of both Shohei and Yamamoto, lessening his endorsement ceiling. Horse malarkey, bull malarkey, dog malarkey. No way. No way. How does that lessen his endorsement ceiling? Because Japanese companies are going to come out of the woodwork because we already have 2 Japanese players on the Dodgers. A third? I mean, and think about how much press that dude has got. Do you really think he'll have trouble with the endorsement side of things? Do you really think, oh, hey, sorry, Sasaki, I know you're one of the most popular guys coming to MLB, but yeah, no, there's already 2 Japanese dudes playing. Like, what is that? This is ridiculous. I don't buy this one bit at all, that it lessens his endorsement ceiling. I think it's only greater. The Dodgers are one of the best teams in MLB, and you got to think that no matter what, that's the edge right there. The endorsements will come for the Dodgers. Will they come for all these other teams? Could he get? Yeah. Is it because Yamamoto and Shohei are there? There's no way it's going to work. I don't buy it. I don't buy that. I don't buy that story at all. All right. Because I don't think it does, because I think the opportunities are still there no matter what, and more Japanese companies are going to be coming to the Dodgers and supporting, and they already have. The Dodgers have a strong Japanese contingency, and they have a strong Japanese fan base, and they've had for years. When I was DJing for the Dodgers back in the day, Nomo was on the team, and it was a strong Japanese contingency that would show up to every single game, especially when Nomo was pitching. So that's how I'm looking at it right there. Outside endorsements could also be a valuable asset given and here's his stance on this. Because he can't make so much money, that endorsements are going to be the key, and his endorsements will be limited. That's narrow-minded, okay? And I will drink coffee out of a stinky shoe if he goes to the Padres or the Yankees, okay? Because no matter what, Bowden, the dude is going to be a Dodger, and I don't believe what you're saying there, all right? So that's, hey, my opinion. We can agree to disagree. We can disagree, we can agree, whatever. Are the Dodgers done for the season? That's a good point. Are the Dodgers done for the season, right? I mean, here's my thoughts on that. Is Kike signed? No, he's not, right? Dodgers are not done for the season. And that's because he's not signed is how I look at that, right? Because he's not signed, you got to look at it that way. All right. So, let's get to that right away, because here's the deal. You got to look at what we're looking for, okay? Tanner Scott is the one guy that's looking for a relief guy that the Dodgers need. So here he goes. Despite the busy offseason, a few weaknesses, the 2024 campaign, clear-cut closer, need that. I don't think so. I don't think it's a clear-cut closer anymore. Daniel Hudson, Evan Phillips kind of traded, 28 combined saves. I kind of think that might be the new way things are going. I mean, when I was with the Dodgers, it was Eric Gagne would come in with Welcome to the Jungle, and it'd be that same closer every single time. I think things are changing a little bit. Also, rules probably make a big difference there. So, Jeff Passan details the Dodgers can very easily sign a high-leverage reliever, and I really feel like Tanner Scott. I mean, I wasn't on the Tanner Scott bandwagon at the beginning, but I'm definitely on the Tanner Scott bandwagon, and that would be a huge pickup for the Dodgers to get a guy like that who's lights out of the bullpen. So I'm 100% for that. Like to see that happen with the Dodgers. And finally, let's get down to it. Dodgers could be without Shohei as a pitcher for over a month to start the season, and I got a lot to say on this one, because here's the deal on that. Just, you know what? It's going to be a case-by-case basis. Look, Roberts has already said that he is not going to pitch till at least May. If the team comes out with all the new acquisitions and the pitchers are crushing it, you're leaving Shohei at DH and he's not pitching. Why would you take a chance for pitching to take him out of hitting if you don't need him? I think you have the luxury of being able to use him for both. And I know I'm going to get in trouble. People are going to harsh me for this. But I'm going to tell you right now on this whole thing, I think they're going to use him sparingly. I don't think that he's going to pitch a lot. I really don't. With the Angels, man, they needed him to pitch. Okay? With the Dodgers, not so much. Be nice for him to hit. So I feel like he's going to play DH a lot. And look, he's not even going to pitch at all in April, possibly May. I bet he doesn't even pitch in May, or maybe here and there. But if you don't need the guy, why do you take the chance on hurting the guy when he has got such a good bat as well? So you could say what you want on that, but the Dodgers have a solid starting pitching staff, whether you use him or not. And if Sasaki's on the team, you might not need to use him as much. And I feel like that's kind of where it's going. And, of course, Roberts had, he had something to say. And the Dodgers Digest quote of the day. Well, actually not Roberts, but Ohtani. Here's what Ohtani says about it. And I see it in this writing. I mean, I'm a professional read between the lines guy. My personal goal is to be fully healthy by the time opening games start. To be able to pitch and hit would be great. Would, key word, would be great. But the situation will kind of guide itself. And that's what I'm talking about. Of course it's going to guide itself. Because if you don't need him to pitch and your pitchers are showing up and blowing up, what are you going to do? What, throw him in just to put him in there? What do you have, a 15-game lead in your division? Is that what you're going to do? No, you're not. You're going to keep him as a DH is what you're going to do. So he can do damage on the base path and with the bat. So there's my thoughts on that. And that, my friends, is Dodgers Digest. Brad J, always with you alongside. Make sure you check it in and subscribe, like, and turn on those notifications. That's going to do it for Dodgers Digest. I'm Brad J. And remember, always think blue.